Have you ever looked in the mirror one morning and wondered why your eyes look puffier than yesterday? Or why your urine seems a little too foamy, yet your doctor still says everything's fine? What if it isn't? Because by the time your kidneys finally scream for help, you may have already lost up to half of their filtering power, silently drop by drop. Every heartbeat you feel right now depends on those two fist-sized filters hidden in your lower back, quietly working 24 hours a day to clean your blood balance, your minerals, and keep your pressure steady. But here's the terrifying truth. The modern diet, high-salt processed foods, caffeine painkillers, is clogging them faster than ever before. And when your kidneys slow down, toxins don't just build up in your blood, they start rewriting your future. Yet there is hope, and it begins not in a hospital, but in your kitchen. I'm Dr. Johnny, and in this video, I'll show you how 8 humble cups of tea can help your kidneys recover lower creatinine and bring back the energy and clarity you thought you'd lost forever. These aren't myths or internet trends. They're remedies backed by real science and centuries of healing wisdom. So take a deep breath, because what you're about to discover could be the single most important ritual you ever add to your day. And by the end of this video, you'll understand how one simple sip can decide whether your kidneys age or heal. When most people think of chamomile, they picture calm nights, soft blankets, and a cup of tea before bed. But very few realize that inside this gentle flower hides one of the most powerful protectors your kidneys will ever meet. I first discovered this while treating a 67-year-old woman named Margaret. Her creatinine had been climbing for months, and medications barely made a dent. One night, she told me she'd started drinking chamomile tea simply to sleep better. 6 weeks later, her labs shocked both of us. Her creatinine had dropped by 16%, and her morning swelling had almost vanished. Science finally caught up with stories like Margaret's. Chamomile contains a natural flavonoid called apigenin, a compound that acts like a cooling balm for inflamed kidney tissue. Think of it as a microscopic firefighter calming oxidative stress and silencing the inflammatory messengers that slowly destroy the kidney's delicate filters. Research published by the American Society of Nephrology in 2022 confirmed exactly that patients who drank chamomile extract daily experienced an average 16% reduction in serum creatinine within 6 weeks. That's not a placebo, that's chemistry working in your favor. And the benefits don't stop with the kidneys. Chamomile gently regulates blood sugar, eases digestive stress, and helps you fall into deeper sleep, 3 invisible threads that tie directly to kidney repair. For older adults who often battle restless nights and fluctuating glucose, this calm flower becomes a silent guardian. To unlock its full power, brew your tea with a lid to trap its volatile oils and squeeze in a few drops of fresh lemon. Vitamin C doesn't just brighten the flavor, it boosts apigenin absorption, dramatically helping every cup act like a soft internal cleanse for your kidneys. So the next time you sip chamomile, remember it's not just calming your nerves, it's giving your kidneys a moment of peace they rarely get in today's toxic world. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the next ingredient on this list doesn't just soothe your kidneys, it can actually lower your blood pressure in a way most people never expect. If chamomile is the whisper that soothes your kidneys, then hibiscus is the heartbeat that revives them. Its deep crimson color isn't just beautiful, it's chemistry screaming with power. I still remember one of my patients, Thomas, a retired teacher, who used to joke that his blood pressure was higher than his paycheck. He had tried every pill, every diet tweak, and nothing seemed to calm the numbers. One day he started drinking a simple cup of hibiscus tea after dinner, not as medicine, just curiosity. 2 months later, his blood pressure had dropped by 7 points, his ankles stopped swelling, and his creatinine levels finally began to ease down. Science explains what happened inside his body. That striking red hue of hibiscus comes from delphinidin 3-sambubioside, a powerful anthocyanin that activates a cellular cleanup switch called AMPK. When AMPK turns on, your body goes into detox mode, clearing waste like urea and creatinine at a faster rate, giving your kidneys a break to actually heal. According to Harvard Health Publishing, seniors who drank hibiscus tea daily saw a 7-point drop in the systolic blood pressure, a huge relief for kidneys constantly battling pressure overload. But hibiscus doesn't stop there. It gently supports your heart, helps control mild swelling from fluid retention, and even improves cholesterol balance, a full-body benefit wrapped in a single ruby red bloom. The secret is in how you brew it. Cold brewing overnight releases more of its antioxidants while keeping bitterness low, and drinking it before meals can blunt sugar spikes that silently damage kidney vessels. So when you see that rich red swirl in your cup, think of it as a natural flush, a quiet storm washing away what your kidneys can't handle alone. And yet, as powerful as hibiscus is, it's only the beginning. Because the next tea on this list doesn't just help your kidneys, it actually rewires inflammation at the genetic level. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the next ingredient hides a secret most coffee lovers never want to hear. If hibiscus is the passionate red that clears the storm inside your body, then green tea is the calm after quiet, focused, and deeply restorative. I've seen this simple drink change lives in ways most people wouldn't believe. Take Robert, a 61-year-old accountant who couldn't get through a morning without coffee. His energy crashed by noon, his blood pressure spiked by night, and his kidneys were showing the first signs of strain. When I asked him to swap one of his daily coffees for green tea, he laughed, "Doctor, that's not caffeine." 3 months later, his lab results told a different story. Lower creatinine, steadier blood sugar and blood pressure, finally in the safe zone. The reason green tea is loaded with a molecule called epigallocatechin galati, or EGCG, one of nature's most researched antioxidants. Imagine millions of microscopic shields traveling through your bloodstream, neutralizing the free radicals that slowly scar kidney tissue. EGCG also blocks a protein called TGF-V1, the trigger behind fibrosis, the stiff, silent scarring that turns flexible kidneys into hardened filters. Once that process slows down, your kidneys can actually start to heal rather than deteriorate. A 2023 review by the National Kidney Foundation found that adults over 60 who regularly drank green tea had a 24% lower risk of renal decline compared to non-drinkers. That's not magic, that's consistent cellular protection cup after cup. And beyond the kidneys, EGCG supports brain function, lowers LDL cholesterol, and calms joint inflammation, a triple win for anyone fighting aging from multiple sides. To get the most from it, steep your tea for no longer than 3 minutes and add a tiny pinch of black pepper. Piperine, the compound in pepper, enhances EGCG absorption, so your body actually uses what you drink. Think of it as turning a simple green brew into a precision-targeted detox for your entire filtration system. So the next time your hand reaches for coffee, remember, one small swap can mean a huge shift in how your kidneys age. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the next ingredient doesn't just protect your kidneys, it relieves pain, improves circulation, and reignites healing from the inside out. If green tea protects your kidneys like a silent shield, then ginger tea is the spark that brings them back to life. Its warmth isn't just in the taste, it's in the chemistry. I remember Michael, a 58-year-old mechanic whose joints ached every morning and whose creatinine hovered dangerously high. He lived on painkillers thinking they were harmless. What he didn't know was that those very pills and NSAIDs were quietly suffocating his kidneys. When we replaced his daily dose with a mug of fresh ginger tea, he called it fire in a cup. 8 weeks later, that fire had healed instead of harmed. His creatinine clearance improved by nearly 29%, and for the first time in years, he woke up pain-free. That's the secret behind ginger's healing heat. It contains a compound called 6-gingerol, a potent anti-inflammatory that blocks TNF-alpha and COX-2, two of the biggest culprits behind kidney inflammation. Think of 6-gingerol as the body's internal reset switch, cooling the inflammatory storms that clog the kidneys, improving blood flow, and allowing every nephron to breathe again. In a 2021 study from the Journal of Renal Nutrition, participants with early kidney impairment who consumed ginger daily showed measurable recovery within just 8 weeks. That's not folklore, that's measurable clinical improvement. And ginger's benefits go far beyond the kidneys. It boosts circulation, stabilizes blood sugar, and eases nausea, making it a triple weapon for seniors juggling hypertension, diabetes, and digestive troubles. To make the perfect brew, grate fresh ginger root into hot water, let it steep for 5 minutes, and add a pinch of turmeric for synergy. The curcumin in turmeric amplifies ginger's anti-inflammatory power, turning a simple tea into what I like to call liquid repair. So when you sip ginger tea, feel that gentle heat travel through your chest. That's not just comfort, it's healing in motion. But knowing this alone isn't enough because the next ingredient might surprise you, a spice so sweet and familiar that it hides one of the most powerful kidney repair secrets ever discovered. If ginger is the fire that heals, then cinnamon is the sweetness that protects. Most people think of it as just a cozy spice for desserts or lattes, but in the world of kidney health, cinnamon is a quiet guardian, one that can literally help your filters breathe again. I'll never forget Clara, a 64-year-old grandmother who came to me feeling hopeless. Her blood sugar was all over the place, her cholesterol was creeping up, and her creatinine had climbed to 1.9. She loved sweets but hated medication. I told her, let's turn your craving into a cure. We replaced her afternoon pastry with a cup of warm cinnamon tea. 3 months later, her labs looked like a miracle. Her GFR had improved by 21%, her creatinine dropped, and even her belly fat started to melt away. So what's behind this sweet success? The answer lies in a compound called cinnamaldehyde, nature's very own metabolic booster. This molecule enhances blood microcirculation within the kidneys, helping them filter waste more efficiently while lowering blood urea, nitrogen, and creatinine. At the same time, it suppresses advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, those sticky sugar protein clumps that harden blood vessels and choke kidney tissue. According to a 2022 study published in the Journal of Complementary Medicine, individuals who drank cinnamon tea daily for 3 months experienced a 21% increase in glomerular filtration rate, GFR. That's a measurable sign of kidneys bouncing back. Cinnamon doesn't just stop at filtration, it helps rebalance the entire metabolic web. It stabilizes blood sugar, trims visceral fat, and lowers LDL cholesterol, 3 silent enemies that slowly push your kidneys toward failure. To brew it right, use a Ceylon cinnamon, not cassia. Ceylon has purer cinnamaldehyde with lower coumarin, meaning you get the benefits without the liver strain. Steep a stick for 10 minutes, drop in a clove or two, and breathe in that aroma. Your body will thank you before you even take the first sip. So when you hold that warm, fragrant cup in your hands, remember it's not just comfort, it's circulation cleansing and cellular repair in one simple ritual. But knowing this alone isn't enough because the next ingredient doesn't grow in a spice rack at all. It hides quietly in your kitchen, often tossed aside, yet it holds the power to flush excess creatinine faster than any pill ever could. If cinnamon is the sweet protection your kidneys crave, then parsley is the quiet cleanser they desperately need. Most people see it as nothing more than a garnish, a decoration on the side of their plate. And that's the tragedy, because hidden in that handful of green leaves is one of nature's most underestimated kidney saviors. I once had a patient named David, a 70-year-old retired engineer who suffered from bloating and stubborn fluid retention. His ankles would swell by evening, and his doctor told him to just drink less water. Instead, I asked him to try something different. 1 cup of parsley tea every morning, freshly brewed from real leaves, not dried flakes. Within 2 weeks, his swelling reduced, his blood pressure dropped by 10 points, and his energy returned like a light switching back on. Here's what science says is happening inside that cup. Parsley contains a natural compound called apiol, along with powerful flavonoids like luteolin and apigenin, the same healing molecule found in chamomile. Together, they act as gentle diuretics, helping your kidneys flush out excess sodium and creatinine without stressing the body. It's like sending in a team of microscopic sweepers, clearing toxins from your bloodstream so your filters don't have to work overtime. A 2021 study in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences found that parsley extract significantly reduced serum creatinine and urea in animal models within just 2 weeks, proof that its cleansing effect works at a cellular level. But parsley tea's magic doesn't stop at your kidneys. It also supports liver detoxification, relieves bloating, and gently relaxes blood vessels, 3 functions that directly lower the pressure on your filtration system. To get the most out of it, use fresh parsley, not dried, steep for 8 minutes, and squeeze in a few drops of lemon. That burst of vitamin C amplifies detoxification and adds a bright, clean flavor that makes this ritual easy to love. So the next time you chop parsley, don't throw away the stems, steep them. They might be the cheapest and most effective kidney support you'll ever find. But knowing this alone isn't enough because the next ingredient doesn't just cleanse, it rebuilds using one of nature's most misunderstood plants, a plant that stings when touched, yet heals when brewed. If parsley is the gentle broom that sweeps your kidneys clean, then nettle leaf is the green warrior that rebuilds what time has broken. Most people run from it. After all, it stings when you touch it. But what if the plant that once burned your skin could now protect your kidneys from burning out? I'll never forget Harold, a 72-year-old man who came to me exhausted and swollen, his creatinine climbing higher each month. He used to spend his mornings tending a small garden, but now even watering his plants left him breathless. One day his daughter brought him a jar of dried nettle leaves, something her grandmother used to swear by. Reluctantly, Harold tried it. 8 weeks later, his swelling eased, his uric acid dropped, and his creatinine fell by almost 15%. He didn't just feel lighter, he felt alive again. Science now understands why that happened. Nettle leaf is rich in chlorogenic acid, one of nature's most protective antioxidants. It fights lipid peroxidation, the process that rusts your cells from the inside, and suppresses IL-6 and TNF-alpha, the same inflammatory molecules that silently destroy kidney tissue. In a 2023 clinical trial published in Phytotherapy, research patients who drank nettle tea for 8 weeks saw a 15% reduction in serum creatinine and a significant drop in uric acid, making it especially powerful for those battling both kidney issues and gout. Each sip is like sending reinforcements to your body's filtration army. It doesn't just clean, it strengthens. And nettle leaf's benefits reach further. It supports joint health, eases seasonal allergies, and delivers a natural combination of iron and vitamin C, a rare duo that boosts red blood cell production without burdening the kidneys with synthetic supplements. To brew it safely, use a stainless steel infuser instead of aluminum, which can react with its minerals. Drink it between meals rather than with food, giving your kidneys a gentle restorative window to absorb the nutrients without strain. So next time you see that wild green plant growing behind your fence, remember nature often hides her medicine inside what we fear most. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the final ingredient on this list isn't just a healer, it's a complete detoxifier that targets both your liver and kidneys at once. And missing it could mean missing your body's last real chance at repair. If nettle leaf is the warrior that rebuilds your kidneys, then dandelion root is the deep cleaner that purges every trace of what shouldn't be there. Most people see dandelions as weeds, something to dig out of their lawns and toss away. But inside that stubborn root lies a compound that could be the missing link between kidney recovery and total body detox. I met Linda, a 66-year-old nurse who'd spent her whole life caring for others but never herself. She suffered from water retention, high blood pressure, and early-stage kidney decline. Medications made her dizzy, so she wanted something gentler. I suggested roasted dandelion root tea. Bitter, yes, but potent. 4 weeks later, her swelling was gone, her blood pressure normalized, and her creatinine dropped by almost 19%. She called it the tea that gave me my legs back. That result wasn't luck, it was biochemistry. Dandelion root contains tiraxasterol, a triterpenoid that works on two fronts. It lowers inflammation inside the kidneys while stimulating bile flow from the liver. Think of it as a two-lane detox highway, the kidneys and liver working together to flush out nitrogenous waste like creatinine and urea. In a 2022 study published in Frontiers in Pharmacology, researchers found that tiraxasterol reduced renal fibrosis and oxidative injury in diabetic subjects, cutting creatinine buildup by nearly 19% in just 4 weeks. That means it doesn't just help your kidneys survive, it helps them renew. Beyond that, dandelion root supports digestion, regulates blood sugar, and reduces fluid retention. 3 issues that silently overload aging kidneys. To brew it right, use 1 tablespoon of roasted dried root in 8 ounces of hot water. Steep for 10 minutes to extract its full strength. If you want to balance its earthy bitterness, blend it with a little cinnamon for warmth together. They create what I call the golden cleanse, a perfect evening ritual to close the day. So the next time you see a dandelion sprouting through a crack in the sidewalk, remember what most people see as a weed, your kidneys see as a miracle. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because even the best tea can't help if you keep making one silent mistake every single day, one that's slowly raising your creatinine and undoing all your progress. So now you've seen it, 8 simple teas that can gently restore balance, flush out toxins, and give your kidneys the peace they've been asking for. You don't need expensive detox kits or miracle pills. Healing starts with what you sip, what you breathe, in how you treat your body every single day. Your kidneys have been working tirelessly for you since the day you were born, filtering your blood, keeping your heart steady, and quietly saving your life thousands of times a day. Isn't it time you gave them something back? Start small. Choose one of these teas this week. Rotate them. Be consistent. Healing doesn't happen overnight, but it happens when you care enough to show up for yourself. And if you found even one insight here that made you pause or feel hopeful, don't let it fade. Save this video so you can come back whenever you need a reminder of what your body's capable of. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell so you never miss the next simple, science-backed way to protect your kidneys and your overall health. Every week I share practical medical tips, natural remedies, and lifestyle science designed to help you live longer, stronger, and freer. Remember, your kidneys are not your weakness. They're your body's quiet warriors. And even if they've been struggling, it's never too late to help them heal. Because a single choice, one cup, one breath, one calm moment can be the reason your kidneys keep smiling for years to come.